Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Namah Krishna Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Satyadeshakarine Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya So Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita on the battlefield at Kurukshetra to Arjuna. But by speaking to Arjuna, he was speaking to the whole world. He was not just speaking to only Arjuna, but he is speaking to everyone. In the Kali Yuga, Lord Krishna knew that with the battle of Kurukshetra and the end of the Kuru dynasty, there would be Kali Yuga coming. He knew that Kali Yuga was going to take place, and for the benefit of people in the Kali Yuga, Lord Krishna wanted to establish the religious principle. The religious principle is that we should all surrender to Lord Krishna. That is the highest principle of religion, to surrender to Krishna. Lord Krishna is the personality of Godhead, and he had appeared 5,000 years ago, and his mission was described by Lord Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita. His mission is described there in the 4th chapter. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata adbhutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline of religious principles and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I declare myself. Paritranaya sadhunam vinaschaya chaduskritam dharma samstarpanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Lord Krishna describes that in order to deliver the pious, as well as to annihilate the miscreants and establish the principles of religion, I bent myself millennium after millennium. Some people fail to understand that the Lord can appear in the Kali Yuga. This was discussed by Gopinath Acharya along with his brother-in-law Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was saying that the Lord is Tri Yuga, that he only comes in 3 yugas. Tri Yuga is one of the names of the Lord, meaning one who comes in the 3 yugas. The Satya Yuga, the Treta Yuga, and the Dwapar Yuga. The Lord doesn't come in Kali Yuga. However, Gopinath Acharya corrected Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He told him, he said, you don't know the philosophy. The Lord comes in every age. There are no Leela avatars in the Kali Yuga, but the Lord does come. There are the Yuga avatars, and the Lord comes in the Kali Yuga. to establish the process of religion, the Yuga Dharma for this age. And of course this is confirmed with evidence from the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 11th canto, you have conversation between Karabhajana Muni and Maharaj Nimi Raj. So Nimi Raj was inquiring from the 9 Yogendras, the Nav-Yogendras. And from the Nav-Yogendras is Karabhajana Muni, he is one of the 9 Yogendras. He was replying to these questions of Maharaj Nimi. Maharaj Nimi wanted to know about the Lord's incarnations in each age. So Karabhajana Muni described how in every age the Lord comes in a different color. In the Satya Yuga, he comes to teach the process of sacrifice, rather meditation. In the Satya Yuga, the process is meditation. You can see the example in Bhagavatam 3rd canto. There is Devahuti's husband, Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni, he did Astanga Yoga, and he was doing meditation 10,000 years. So 10,000 years, not very long time in the Satya Yuga. Because Satya Yuga, people will live. How Satya Yuga? Who knows? How long do people live in the Satya Yuga? Anybody know? Huh? 100,000, yes, right, 1 lakh. 1 lakh, 100,000. Right? That's how long people live in the Satya Yuga. So, Kardama Muni spent 10,000 years doing meditation. Astanga Yoga. Right? You do yoga, right? You have to sit straight, right? Sit like a yogi, right? And you don't go to sleep, right? You sit up straight, right? The back straight, and then you can do the pranayama. To know that pranayama can live a long time like that. You want to live a long time? Don't blame me. Not a good idea. Anyway, in the Satya Yuga, people lived a long time, and they did this meditation. Astanga, they would meditate long time. Kardama Muni did it. So that's the Satya Yuga. Treta Yuga, different process, because the duration of life was reduced. From 100,000 years in the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, how long did people live?
10,000.
Huh?
10,000.
10,000, yes. It was reduced 90%. Wow, that's a big reduction, huh? Just imagine if you were getting paid 1 lakh and they say we have to reduce your salary, we're only going to give you 10,000. Instead of 1 lakh, they're cutting salary to 10,000. Whoa. So the life is reduced 10,000 years to 10,000 years. So different process. What do they do in the Dwapara Yuga or Treta Yuga rather? They do sacrifice. They do homas, Agni Homa, like that. Swaha, like that. They do. Have you done? So difficult to do. Maharaj Yudhisthira had a hard time. He ruler, but he had to send his brothers everywhere gold in order to do the yajna. to do Rajasuya Yajna. You need a lot of money to do yajna. And the Brahmanas, that's another problem. You have to chant the mantras nicely. Right? Are you able to chant the mantras good? Om Pavitro Pavitro Vam Sarvavastam Tapopiva Yasmarat Pundarikaksham Abhayantara Suchi Sri Vishnu. Like this, you have to chant all the mantras. You have to chant them perfectly. And you could sacrifice the animal, and the animal will come back in a young body. The animal will be rejuvenated. So that was Treta Yuga. Then Dwapara Yuga comes. After Treta Yuga comes Dwapara Yuga. The process is reduced again. The life is reduced. From 10,000, Dwapara Yuga, how long did he live? 1,000 years, right, 1,000 years. So, again, 90% reduction. So life is 1,000 years. They cannot do yajnas, they're not rich enough, the brahmanas are not powerful enough. So, process is given, temple worship, archana, the worship of the deity in the temple. That was in Dwapara Yuga. Get people to go to temple. If people come to the temple, they will behave. They will know, oh, this is the temple. We have to be pure. We have to be clean. We have to not speak any bad words. Don't speak bad language or anything. Must be truthful, because this is the temple. If you tell a lie in the temple, very bad. So, Dwapara Yuga, temple worship. And then Kali Yuga comes. In Kali Yuga, very difficult to get people to go to temple. Although there's so many people, how many people go to temple? Not many. So, how to help the people in the Kali Yuga? They don't have money to do big sacrifices. They don't have the long life. Kali Yuga, the life is from 1,000 years reduced to 100 years, maximum. And most of us will never see 100. Thank goodness. Huh? 100. Oh. Bad enough. Bad enough to be 50. When you get to 60 and 70, then wow, shoot. Big problem. The 100, you can imagine what the body is like. How you're in difficulties with the body. So Kali Yuga, difficult times. There are no brahmanas. There are no good qualities. The people are all irreligious. The people are described in the Kali Yuga. Manda, Samanda Makayo, Manda, Bhagya, Upadruta. Lazy, misguided, unlucky, above all, everyone is disturbed. No one has peace of mind. And of course, Prayena Payusha Satya Kalovasmin Yuge Jana. We have a short life. We don't even have a long life. The life is short. So, how to deliver the people in the Kali Yuga? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to teach everyone how to get out from this world of samsara, the world of birth and death, simply by Kirtan. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Kaler doshani de rajan asti he ko mahadguna kirtana deva krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajit. Clear Dosha Nide Rajan. Dosha. This age of Kali is an age of faults. Right? If you do your astrological chart, right? Have you done your astrological chart? Did you check your chart? Did you look at your chart to see your chart? You know, if you look on your chart, you'll probably see, oh, dosha. Oh, there's a dosha. Oh, there's another dosha. Oh, so many doshas. Dosha means faults, right? So many faults, many problems. Oh, very bad chart. Kali Yuga. So the Kali Yuga, an ocean of faults. What were the faults? Lazy, misguided, unlucky, always disturbed. All of these things, these are our faults, very common. And then of course all the other things are there too. No mercy, no truthfulness, no austerity, and no cleanliness, mercy, truthful, austerity. Cleanliness, mercy, no cleanliness, no austerity, no truthfulness. We're very weak in all the good qualities, all the religious qualities. We're very lacking. How will we ever get out of this material world? So, Shastra said, Kirtanad eva Krishnasya, mukta sangha param. Simply by kirtan, by the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized the chanting, and he told everyone, Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam. Kalo nasteva, 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 gatre anyata. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted the scriptures, Kali Santara Upanishad, that there's no other way in the Kali Yuga. There's no other way to get success in this age except by chanting. And that's why the verse says, Nasteva, Nasteva, Gatir, Nasteva, 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 Gatir, Anyata. Said 3 times. Harinama, Harinama, Harinama. 3 times. Why 3 times? To emphasize, to bring home that there is no other way but by the chanting of the holy name. We have to take shelter of this kirtan. Very important for all of us to chant the holy name and have regular kirtan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that he has given us this process in the Kali Yuga which we can all practice. You don't have to come to the temple. You don't have to be in the temple to do kirtan. You can go anywhere. You can go in the park and chant. You can be at home, in your home and chant. You can be in the streets. You can chant. You can be in your office. You can be chanting any place and any time. The holy name is so merciful that it's available to us at any time. If you're going to chant the Gayatri mantra, there's a time. There's a time to chant, to do the sadhana. But to chant the holy name, there's no fixed time. You can chant any time and any place. You can chant in the day and in the night. You can chant inside or outside. You can chant on your own or you can chant with many other people. with other people, with more people, it becomes Sankirtan. Not just Kirtan, but Sankirtan is where the people come together to chant the holy name. And then it becomes very powerful. The chanting of the holy name becomes more powerful. The more, the merrier. The more people, the more powerful the kirtan. Of course, the people have to take part in the kirtan. It's not that we should just be there and just stand there, but we have to chant. We have to take part in the kirtan. So chanting the holy name is very important. This is a great gift in the Kali Yuga. People in general in the Kali Yuga are quite ignorant about these things. They don't know the value of the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. People are not educated. They're educated in watching movies. They're educated in playing football. They're educated in politics. They're educated in gambling. They're educated in so many nonsense activities. But something which is good for them, they don't know. They have no education. They cannot understand the importance of chanting the holy name. So the Krishna consciousness movement is trying to make that propaganda, right? We like to do propaganda work. You will see other political parties, they're doing their propaganda. Some politician is making propaganda. Some sportsman is making his propaganda. So we also make our propaganda. We try to promote Krishna, the holy name of Krishna, and the worship of Krishna, and the books about Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke to Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda. Right? In the book, there's a book called Chaitanya Bhagavad. Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridas. Prati gari gari gya koro re bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, bhajo Krishna, koro Krishna shiksha. Lord Chaitanya called Haridas Thakur and Lord Nityananda. They were his two great generals in the Sankirtan movement. And he called them and said, listen Haridas, Nityananda, listen. I want you to go to every gully and every street and go through every alleyway and knock on all the doors. And when they open the door, then you have to fall at their feet. And fall at their feet, grab their lotus feet, and then beg them, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna. Lord Nityananda would do it. Lord Nityananda was not a small, frail man. He was a big man, powerful, strong, but very humble. And he would go to the door, and he would knock on the door. The people would look up, who is it? What? And Lord Nityananda would say, your life will be successful. The human life is very special. We have to understand we are very fortunate to have the human form of life. You know, some people may think, oh, I'm very fortunate, I'm living in Singapore, it's a modern city, you know, we're very comfortable here, we have our apartment, we have our home and our car, we have good schools, we have good hospitals, I have my insurance, I'm happy here. How long can you stay here? You have to understand the nature of this human life and the nature of the material world. Lord Krishna says, Abrahma bhuvana loka punaravartano arjuna mamupaicha tukuntiya punarjanma navidit. From the highest planet. What is the highest planet? Highest planet in the material world, which planet is it? Brahmalok, right. Brahmaloka, topmost planet. So from Abrahma Bhuvnaloka Punaravartano, from the highest planet down to the lowest, all are places of birth and death. You take birth and death. Even on the topmost planet, Lord Brahma also has to worry. He knows he's only going to live 100 years. Of course, 100 years of Brahma's time is much longer than 100 years of our time. But still, he also has to give up the body. He has to leave the world at some point. And after 100 years, then there starts the end of the world, the annihilation of the world, the universe. There is creation, there is maintenance, and there is destruction. So this is the nature of the material world. The world maintained for some time, and then it's annihilated. There's destruction. There is devastation. So Lord Brahma has to prepare for that, to get out, to leave this place. Not only Lord Brahma, all of us, we have to understand the nature of this material world, that it is temporary. Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita that for one who has taken birth has to die. And when we're dead, we will take birth again. Because actually we don't die. Only the body dies. And the body is only the dress of the person. We are not the body, we are the soul. We have to understand who we are, our real self. Lord Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita, Vachamsi janani yata vihaya navani grinati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya janani anyani samyati navani dehi. Just like we change the dress, so we change also the body. From childhood to youth to old age, the body changes. And the same way, at the time of death, we give up one body, we will take another body. Just like maybe you say, well, I'm only 30 or 40 years old now. So, all right, you're 30 or 40 years old now. But where were you 50 years ago? Now you're here. The last 30 or 40 years you may have been here in Singapore. But where were you 50 years ago? Do you remember? We don't remember. Previously we had a body. Where were we? We were in some other place. We were in some other body. Now we have this body. Now we have also the association of devotees. And with the association of devotees, we have the opportunity to cultivate consciousness of Krishna. Why consciousness of Krishna? Because Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. There is no truth higher than Krishna. Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Ganesh, Durga, they are all great personalities, but they are also part and parcel of Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna is the super soul who expands himself into the form of Vishnu, and then as Vishnu he expands into the heart of all living entities, including the Devas. We have to understand Lord Krishna's position, that he is the supreme truth. He says himself in Bhagavad Gita, Mata parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam proktam sutrimani gana eva. Lord Krishna is saying, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests on me, just like pearls are strung on a thread. Just like we're wearing, some of you are wearing the kunti mala around the neck, the tulsi mala. Very important, the devotees, we like to put the tulsi around our neck because it will protect us, right? At the time of death, even if we're not able to chant Hare Krishna, if we have the kunti mala on our neck, the Yamaduts will not come. They have been told, don't go to those people who have got the kunti, who are wearing the tulsi around their neck. Right? If you don't have tulsi around your neck, then you might be in trouble. The Yamaduts may come, take you. So it's good to keep tulsi. But the point is the tulsi beads are on a thread. We don't see the thread, we only see the beads. But the beads are held by the thread. In the same way, we see this world, but we don't see how Krishna is holding everything together in this world. Everything is resting on him, just like the beads are on a thread. Lord Krishna is the highest truth. And simply by remembering him and being conscious of him, then we can go to be with him. You can go out from this world of birth and death and go into the other world beyond this world where there is no birth and death. But to go there, you have to surrender. As Bhagavad Gita said, you have to surrender. Lord Krishna said, as you surrender, I reward you accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. So surrender is what is the main point of Bhagavad Gita. How to surrender? It begins with this, the japa mala. You have to chant the holy name. Chanting is the beginning of our spiritual life, and chanting is also the perfection of our spiritual life. When we chant the holy name, then we are communicating directly with Lord Krishna. We want to make a habit. We have to develop the habit. Habits are very important. Just like people have the habit, some people have the habit, drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, watch television. Some people will have a lot of bad habits, as we said, doshas, the faults, but many faults. We want to get rid of these faults. We want to develop good habits. So the good habit comes when you start to chant the holy name. you start to remember the Lord and chant the mantra. Chant a mantra, very important, because that mantra can save us. Just like Gajendra, the elephant. Gajendra was a big, powerful elephant, and he was living in the heavenly planets. And he had a very nice entourage. He had many female elephant wives, and they had many baby elephants. And one day, they all went to bathe in a beautiful lake where there were lotus flowers. So the elephants were enjoying cool water and throwing the water on each other. And then after they'd enjoyed and refreshed themselves, they came out of the water. But as Gajendra came out of the water, this big crocodile appeared, and it grabbed his legs, and the crocodile has got big jaws with many teeth, and it clapped on the leg of Gajendra. He got the leg of Gajendra. The elephant couldn't go because the crocodile was holding him. He wouldn't let him go. And the elephant was screaming and fighting with the elephant. The crocodile and the elephant had a big battle, and they fought for a long time, and none of the other elephants could help him. He was alone. He was the king of the elephants, and this crocodile has got him right in his jaws, and he won't let go. An elephant was getting weak because they were fighting in the water. And the water is the home of the crocodile. So the crocodile was getting stronger, but the elephant was getting weak. Just like if you play for a team, maybe, if you play football or something, if you play at home, it's more in your advantage to be on your home ground. But when you go away from home, then it's more difficult. So similarly, the crocodile was away from home. He was in the water. He was fighting. Rather, the elephant was away from home, and he was in the water fighting this crocodile. He could not couldn't get free of the crocodile. They fought for a long time. And Gajendra was helpless. What to do? But somehow he remembered from his previous life. In his previous life, he had been a king, and he learned a mantra, and this mantra was a prayer to the Lord. So he recited this prayer to the Lord, and when he recited the prayer, the Lord came riding on the back of Garuda. And Lord Vishnu came with his Sudarshan chakra, and he threw the Sudarshan chakra. The Sudarshan chakra came and cut the mouth of the crocodile and freed Gajendra. Was Gajendra happy when the crocodile was killed? Was Gajendra happy? What do you think? Was he happy? No? Why not? He killed the crocodile. But the crocodile was going to kill him. Was he happy? What did he said, freed me. And so he regretted. Just like Dhruva Maharaj also regretted. Dhruva Maharaj also regretted going to the Lord to ask for a kingdom. He regretted. Why did I ask for this kingdom? Rule the kingdom. You may think, oh, it must be good fun to be the king, rule the kingdom. No, a lot of trouble, a lot of headaches. You have to take care of all the problems and deal with all the issues. So much trouble. Why didn't I just ask for liberation? Just get me out from this world. So we have to be very careful how we approach the Lord. What do we want to get from Him? Well, I don't want anything. That's very good. You don't want anything, but actually there is something we do want. We should pray for it. This one man came to Prabhupada, and the one man, he was a missionary, but he was saying to Prabhupada, he was saying, Swamiji, what to pray for? What to pray for? And Prabhupada told him, we should pray for, what should we pray for? Devotional service, birth after birth, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us, Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, Kavitam va Jagadisha Kamaye, Mama Janmani Janmanishware, Bhavatad Bhaktir, Ahaitabhikya. Oh, mighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I want to have many followers, or I don't want to be praised with beautiful songs. I simply want your devotional service, birth after birth. So Mahaprabhu teaches us not even to ask for liberation. We just simply want devotional service, birth after birth. So birth after birth, we want to chant the holy name. We want to take part in the kirtan. We want to read the books about Krishna. We want to worship Krishna. That is the life of the devotee. That is the real medicine for the heart. And that will take us out from this material consciousness, from this bodily concept of life. In the bodily concept of life, we're only thinking, how much money have I got? How many bills have I got to pay? What about my children? What about my wife or my husband? What about my home? What about my relatives? We're only thinking mundane issues, material problems. The bodily conception of life. We're thinking, I am this body, and this is mine. My home, my family, my money, all of this is mine. This is the ignorance of the bodily consciousness of life. We want to come to the higher consciousness, that I am Krishna's. Krishna is the Supreme Lord, He is the proprietor, and I want to be His servant. Please engage me in His service, birth after birth. This is the need of the soul. This is what can save us from material life. Material life is not very pleasant. People, how long you will be happy in this world? Oh, you have the beautiful children. They will grow up and leave you. They're not going to stay with you all their life. They're going to go away. You have a good job. One day you're going to retire. One day you'll be out of the job. It's not eternal. Your bank balance cannot save you from disease and death. And you cannot take it with you to the next life. So we have to understand the need of the human life. What we really need is service to Krishna. And it is available to us. All the time, everywhere, every moment, we just have to take advantage to chant the holy name, and to hear and worship Krishna and read the books about Krishna. So, are there any questions? Anyone? Any comment? Everybody agrees, right? Everyone agrees. Yes? You're all going to chant. Yes, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, very nice. I just wanted to know a little bit, is not a question, but a little bit elaboration on that. While we do chanting, slowly we get detached from many things, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told about Vairagya Vidya. So to come to that stage, that Vairagya Vidya, though we don't say at the beginning, but slowly, can you enlighten us on this little bit on the Vairagya Vidya?
Well, Vairagya Vidya, you have to understand what is Vairagya. Vairagya is to use everything in the service of Krishna. We don't just practice Phalgu Vairagya, but it's Yukta Vairagya. The Vairagya which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us is Yukta Vairagya. Vairagya, renunciation in relation to Krishna. To utilize everything for the service of Krishna. We use our body. Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhaktir Uchate. Use the senses in the service of the proprietor of the senses. Whatever we have, we should understand it's not mine. It belongs to Krishna. I have to use it in his service. That is Vairagya. Vairagya is not like the monkeys. The monkey's Vairagya. That is Marketa Vairagya. Monkey renunciation. Oh, monkeys are very renounced. They live in the tree and they're going naked. But they're very nonsense, stupid creatures. And we just give trouble to everybody. So, we don't want Marketa Vairagya, and you don't want Masana Vairagya, which is the renunciation at the crematorium. You go to the crematorium and we watch somebody's body being cremated and we think, oh yes, this life, is meaningless. Our life is finished so easily, life is over. What is the point? Why I should work hard? Any moment can be life finished, everything lost. When you go to crematorium, you think like that. And then a few hours later, you're at home and you're thinking, oh, yeah, let's go to party, let's go and enjoy, let's go to the marriage, let's go to this program, and we're thinking about enjoyment. So like that, we forget. The mood of renunciation is very temporary. So that is Smasana Vairagya. Smasana Vairagya. Renunciation of the crematorium. And Phalgu Vairagya. False renunciation. False renunciation. The man is working in the bank and he sees all the money there. He said, I renounce all this money. I renounce it. It's not his money. How he can renounce it? I renounce it. What is ours to renounce? Nothing is ours. But, Yukta Vairagya, whatever we have, use it for the service of Krishna. That is actual renunciation. So Mahaprabhu taught that kind of renunciation. To use everything in the service of Krishna. He didn't teach people that they have to give up the world. That is Mayavada sannyas. They give up the world. They say, Brahman Satyam Jagat Nitya. I renounce the world. They give up the world. But we say the world belongs to Krishna and use it for his service. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchate. Actual renunciation is to utilize everything in the service of Krishna. So that is actually Vairagya. And then Vidya, what is actually Vidya? There is Vidya and Avidya. So Avidya is ignorance. Ignorance is to think the body and the material world. And Vidya is transcendental, to understand who is the proprietor, who's the master of everything. So we study literature like Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, these books, and we get transcendental knowledge, we get real vidya, real wisdom, learning, because it's written. Bhagavad Gita are the words of Krishna, and the Srimad Bhagavatam are the words of the Ash written in glorification of Lord Krishna. So we want to cultivate Vairagya and Vidya, and we cultivate Vairagya and Vidya simply by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Jnanayati Atu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam. That simply by doing Bhakti Yoga, you automatically acquire knowledge, causeless knowledge, and detachment from the world. Everything comes by practice of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means hearing and chant. Shravanam Kirtan Vishnu. You have to hear and you have to chant about Vishnu or Krishna. Then everything comes. Vairagya and Vidya will automatically go. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He said, Vairagya Vidya Bhakti Yoga Shiksharta Eka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Charera Dari Kripambudiryastvam Aham Prapati. That I surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is an ocean of mercy, and he has come to teach us causeless knowledge and detachment from this world by practice of Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga, that is what we're practicing. It means hearing, Shravanam and Kirtan. It's the beginning, the roots of Bhakti Yoga. The foundation, just like the temple is built on a foundation, so our Bhakti is built on foundation. And the foundation comes when you do good hearing and chanting. Regularly, you have to hear, you have to chant. You have to chant the holy name, you have to chant the prayers to the devotees. We have to also hear Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. People say, oh, so big a book, oh, I cannot read so big a book. It's all right. You don't have to read the whole book in one day. You read it gradually. You want to understand what the book is teaching. So we say more important than reading is discussing. Just like today we have come together and we are discussing Bhakti Yoga. We're discussing topics of Krishna. And so by discussing together, then we can develop more consciousness of Krishna. Yes? Any other question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Maharaj, I have a very common question. Just now you mentioned that Nityananda Maharaj and Nityananda Prabhu went to doors of people and begged them to chant. At the same time, Srila Prabhupada also taught us that we should not talk about Krishna and what we are practicing here with the mundane people. How to interpret this and how to balance that. If we want to tell what we are doing in our sadhana here, how can we simply tell them to make them easily understand that what we are doing here about our chanting?
Yes, Well, you have to be able to create a good impression. People should be attracted when they see you chanting or when they see you doing your sadhana. They should be impressed, and they should think that, oh, you're practicing this. You appear to be very serious and very devotional. You should impress people by your behavior and by your practice of the chanting of the holy name and so on. You know, people should see that you have changed. Maybe you were not chanting before, and then you begin chanting. So people should see how much you have changed for the better by taking to the chanting process. That is for people who know you, that they should see that there's some improvement in you, that before you used to get very angry, or before you used to be irritable and lazy, and now you're so different. You know, they should see a change in you. That now you're so happy, and you're very enthusiastic, and you're always working, and you know, I can see a lot of changes in you, what happened. And so when they see like that, they see some change in you, then you can explain to them that, yes, I've taken up Krishna consciousness. So we do want to attract people, and people will be looking and noticing, what are you doing? How do you behave? And so on. So if they're impressed, then they'll want to know more. But at the same time, if we don't impress them, if we give them a bad impression, they'll want to keep away. So the first impressions are very important. We say like that, you know, first impressions have a big impact on people. So you do want to be conscious and careful and try to act in such a manner that you can impress on people the values of Krishna consciousness. Give them a good impression. That maybe you have a family and they see your family are all happy and you're very clean and respectable people. And so then they will think, oh, you're very nice. They'll be interested. So we want to try to give the holy name to people. For people we don't know, then we do have to somehow create a relationship with them. You have to be willing to reach out to people, somehow to make some kind of friendship with them, and to show some caring and concern for them. Sometimes, you know, we're very mercenary in our approach to people. And we approach them, you know, how much can you give? No, you give them a book and you tell them it's not free. You have to pay for it. Give me the book back. You don't want to pay. Give me it back. You know, it doesn't create a very good image. Although that's how we began the movement. In the beginning of our movement, we had to do like that. You know, we could not manage to give away the books. Nowadays, it's a little different. Nowadays, you know, generally, our movement is not so poor, and most of the devotees, most of the members of our congregation have jobs, they have some, you know, previously, you know, when I joined the Krishna consciousness movement long ago, 1970s, we were just selling books on the street, and that was how we maintained the temple. But now we don't have that kind of problem. The temple maintains without being supported by book distribution. So nowadays in many places we try to sponsor book distribution. And we even give the books to people. And you tell the person, look, I'll give you the book. If you don't like it, you can give it back to me. You tell them like that. And if you want to borrow the book to read it, you can borrow it and give me it back. You know nothing. You simply say like that to me. And often we do get people to sponsor books so that we can give out the books to people freely. Although Prabhupada didn't much like it, he didn't mind, but he thought it's nicer if they can give something. Because if they give something, if they give some of their hard-earned money for a book, then that's to their credit, that they're doing some service. If they don't give anything, they didn't do any service. But if they give something of their hard-earned money, then they're doing service, they're getting benefit because they bought a book. You give them the book free, they didn't do anything, they just simply took the book. It's better if they can give something. So we do try to get people to contribute for the value of the book, not for our own self, but for their benefit, that they need to do service for Krishna. We want to engage them in Krishna's service. So we try to get people to come forward to volunteer. We need volunteers. I was doing the book fair in Singapore here a few years ago. We were doing a book, we had a book table, there was somewhere in the city, remember, Ramananda Rai? And we had a table, and and next to us there was a Christian group, and they had a big sign up, we need volunteers. So I thought, oh my goodness, this is what we want. We need to do that, we need to have volunteers, People, and young people were coming to, I want to volunteer. Okay, great. We have a lot of service for people. Come and do some service at our center and take part, come and do help to cut and clean, help to go to market and bring the boga from the market, help to get the temple ready and help to clean the temple after the program. There's so much service to be done. And if people will do service, that is for their benefit. By serving, they will get a taste to chant and to hear about Krishna. So we do try to engage people in some service. Sushrushrosha dadanasya vasadev kataruchi shanmahat sevaya vipra punya tirtha nashevana. By serving the devotees who are free from sin, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the message of Vasudeva. So we try to engage people in service. Mahat sevam dwara mahordanoktes. If you serve the devotees, it opens the doors to liberation. So we try to engage people. Come forward and do some service. Help us to distribute Krishna consciousness. So we have many programs, and we can do more if we get more volunteers. So we're encouraging people like that. Let them come, do service, and by serving, they will get a taste for chanting. Ramapada Swami, one of our very senior devotees who comes here in Singapore, he was talking one day about how he became a devotee. And he described how he drove for hours to come to the Boston temple, and he got to the Boston temple, and it was Sunday afternoon, and they just finished the feast. they just finished the feast, and he came to the temple, and they welcomed him in, and they asked him, would you like to help do some service? He said, yes, I've come here to do service. So they said, okay. They take him down to the pot room where all the pots were, where they'd done all the cooking, and he got him to clean all the pots. And he was washing all the pots. And he was there in the pot room, and he was spent days going to the pot room, washing all the pots and cleaning the pots. And then after some time, then they told him, he said, would you like to come on Sankirtan? And so he went on Sankirtan. And after he went on Sankirtan, he never looked back. And he went on to do a lot of Sankirtan. And so that's very common. We need to do service. Help cleaning, help washing, preparing, getting ready for the program, cleaning up after the programs. It's spiritual activity. And by doing these things, it cleanses the heart. I remember when I was a new devotee, before I joined the movement, I was going in the temple one day, and the devotee said to me, he said, oh, we're cleaning the temple today. It was Ekadasi. So on Ekadasi, he said, we're cleaning the temple today. And he said, would you like to help? And I was like, I thought, I'm not very sure. He said, cleaning the temple is cleaning your heart. So I said, okay, I'll help you. Because I knew my heart needed to be cleaned. So I helped to clean the temple. Okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj, for giving such a nice class. We hope and pray we can hear more classes from our days.
The dry fruit.